Are you a special education teacher or a general education teacher that is already thinking that teaching is no longer fun? This might be your first year, second year, third year, fourth year teaching, and you already experienced all the stress that makes you think that teaching is not fun anymore. So do you want how to transform teaching into fun, especially if you are a special education teacher? So to this video, I am going to share with you on how you are going to make teaching fun. And it might not be what you're thinking. I am Dalit Tampos Oxman. I am a special education teacher and a certified wellness coach. In today's video, as I mentioned, I am going to share with you how you can transform being in the classroom, which you experience so much stress, into fun thing. So, yesterday, I am just so excited because I have a new paraprofessional, and then he asked me about, is it fun teaching the little kids? Because I'm teaching preschool. Though it's not exactly how he framed the question, but it's about having fun in the classroom. And I told him, fun is in your mind. Because that is how I believe. Everything is a state of mind. So fun is in your mind. So it depends on what you're focusing on. It will affect on the fun thing that you will experience. So in my experience, I'm just like talking as a special education teacher for almost 10 years. And I see that I can create the fun regardless of the situation in my classroom, because I found this out that fun is in my head. So fun is something that is being affected by different factors. And some of the factors are this. I'm just like mentioning this is just some of the factors that I'm going to mention here that will affect the fun as you relate with your students, with the administrators, with your co-workers, or with the adults in your classroom that sometimes you don't agree with. So these are some of the things that may affect the fun in your teaching. First is your personal experience. So maybe you have, might be your co-workers or students' behavior, or your co-workers' behavior, or whatever it is, the paperwork that you're writing, your administrator's way of relating to you might have triggered something from your personal experience that you may or you may not know. You're conscious about it, you're conscious or unconscious about it, that is affecting you, that triggers you and causing you stress. And so when you're stressed, you cannot find the fun, right? So that could be one of the things, your personal experience. So when you are doing something and you are in the classroom, there's something to do, and then you don't find the fun with that thing, then try to ask yourself, why am I reacting to my students' behavior, to what my administrator said, or to other, or my, why is it I don't like what my coworkers is doing? Ask yourself on that one. So because maybe there is something that triggers being triggered, and you can explore on that one, and maybe you can make some resolutions about it. The second is your expectations. Sometimes we expect too much, like especially from our administrators, from our district, or from our co-workers. We have some expectations from them, and then they are not able to give it to us, or they don't perform as we expected. Then we get so upset, and then that will take our fun in teaching. So check those expectations, because maybe your expectations is too much, or something that is not within the radar. And so instead of, and I'm going to say that like later, instead of complaining or getting mad or upset all the time and be talking about it, check on this one and see if your expectations is so high. So just try to be like reasonable, and I'm going to mention that more about that later. And the next one is your current state or mood. So our current state or mood at a particular time will affect the fun in the classroom. So check all of these things. What your state or the current state, because I know as a special education teacher, there's so many triggers in our classroom at school that can affect our state and our mood. So we have got to check on this one and try to learn to control or master our emotion. So how am I going to change? So if you are not experiencing that fun anymore because of those so many things, and those are just some of the things, there's so many things that can affect our fun in the classroom. But understanding those and asking yourself about those and changing this can really help us get back to the fun. So how can we go back to the fun? First is, I'm just like, so the first thing you're going to do is changing your focus. So this is very important because what you focus on will expand. When you focus on negativities, that is what you will get. So the thing that you focus is what you get more often. So check your situation right now, because if you become so unhappy and there's a particular behavior of your student that you keep on getting over and over and over and nothing really changed, so try to look at the environment, your state. So what is it that you focus on? So changing your focus can change our state and our mood. So try to see what is it that you focus, and then find something that, if for example, your paperwork. So if writing IEP is not fun for you, find out something about writing IEP that makes it fun. So you will become so focused on that once, and maybe those will help you and expand that energy of looking for that particular thing that will make you excited about writing IEP. So change your focus. And then next one is leave your work problems where it should be. I know I mentioned it earlier. Leave your problems where it should be. If you have problems at home, don't take it to work. And if you are at work, don't take it at home. Or when you are talking to your friends, not unless like they are open and you just want to vent. Or I know sometimes you want to vent our frustrations. I think that's fine, but don't keep, and I'm just saying, don't keep repeating it over and over and over to every single person that you see, because you are going to expand it. Remember, what you focus on will expand. So leave your problems where it should be. So this is what my mentor told me a long time ago, that it is not fair for other people to get or to be like a bouncing thing of what you are experiencing. So sometimes when we come to work and we have our problems at home and we carry a burden in our classroom, our students will feel it. And so that is when sometimes you will get more behavior problems with others too, especially with your students. So try to keep that one. And then the other one is, don't keep complaining. And this is what I mentioned about the expectation and connection to the expectations, because I know our school district, our co-workers, our students, they have some limitations. We are not perfect. No one is perfect. So we have some problems that we encounter, but instead of complaining too much, be the solution. Find a way to help with the problem. And I know it's normal sometimes we air out, like especially when we are with our coworkers, and we're telling about this problem that we encounter, but then we don't focus on the problem. Focus on how you can solve the problem, like together as a group or you yourself. Like my experiences when I was new in my classroom and I couldn't find resources, and it's a problem. I have a problem with my students. I don't know how to handle them because it was my first time, then and then when I try to focus on the problem, I feel like quitting after a week, or I think 2 weeks. Like I was crying and about to quit. But then when I try to shift my focus and think, what can I do to make my teaching here bearable or transform this? How can I make this situation better? Sometimes changing the questions on what will change our focus. So try to change your question to what can you do to make this better instead of complaining? What can you do? So, and then the next one is ask for help and resources. And you know what? Don't focus on this. Is like sometimes when you go to your administrators or when you go to the district, they cannot help you. And I know I experience this sometimes. Like but they help me a lot of time, but there are like time that they cannot, because remember they also have to go through like this bureaucracy and they have to go through loopholes as well. And I always have this belief that our administrators is wants to help us. And I think I have that in, I always put that in my heart that they want to help us as much as they can, but they also have their limitations. So instead of complaining and look like my resource, I cannot do this, ask for help from others. So maybe your co-teachers, other teachers know something, and this is like what I did with mine. Like I went to my former, when I was like struggling in one of my school, I went to my former mentor and asked for help, and then she was able to help me and help and connect me with another teacher so I can observe her class, and that makes my life easier working in a school that was I was struggling at the beginning, and it gives me some idea on what I am going to do, and I know exactly what to get to our administrator and what I'm going to ask. So ask for help and resources, and if that person cannot give you your help or the resources that you need, find somebody else. And I'm pretty sure there is someone right there who is willing to help you and give the resources that you need. You just need to be resourceful and pray. And I used to like pray, Lord, if I cannot do this, help me. And this is like what I do. Be next to us. Be reasonable with expectations. And I also mentioned about the expectations earlier. Be reasonable with your expectations. And again, especially with your students and with other people. So always reflect it in yourself. Like you have some limitations, and I know I mentioned that earlier, and I may have a broken record here about expectations, because sometimes when our expectations is too much, it's not bad, because I know we're encouraging our students, we're encouraging us to set a very high expectations or a high expectations, but be reasonable with those. Like for example, we want progress. We want our students to be progress because it's fun when our students are progressing. But then if our expectation, if our students is reading in let's say kindergarten level, and we want them to read to 6th grade level, that is too high. So move them from one level to the next level to the next level, not from kinder to 6th grade. So, and that's why we need to do scaffolding and all of those things that we have to use an intervention for them to be able to reach the level that we want them to have to reach. So be reasonable, and even with our coworkers. And another thing that I would like to to ask is in order for us to find that fun again, because if we experience this, like we experience that we're seeing our kids progressing to where they are, to where they want to them to be, like step by step to where they should be, it's fun. When you see our students progressing, it's fun. And then if we are working very well with our coworkers, it's fun. But and it's fun, it's finding the positive things in our classroom and with our students, and whatever that is working is fun, and it makes teaching enjoyable. So and one of the things also, that one of the secret that really helped me to do this that I mentioned earlier is prayer and meditation. So try to spend time in prayer and meditation and ask help from God to help you have fun in your classroom. That fun that is not like running away and not doing what you are supposed to do, because I know some people think when it's fun it's like that, but doing your responsibility as teacher, but at the same time enjoying it, by finding the positive things and the positive things in your classroom, and seeing the lesson or learning in every situations that you encounter, and be and marvel on those learning experiences, on or the opportunity to learn. So prayer and meditation really help me, and how I stay like this, find the fun in what I do. So try that one. And if you have any questions about this and you want to explore more on how you can find fun in my classroom, in your classroom, you can email me. And I know this is, it's not teaching, it's you can. And then if you want to improve your health and wellness as a practitioner or a carer of special needs, um, we are we have recordings on our summit last time for carers and practitioners of special needs. And if you want to know more about it, you can get it. If you want to know, you can get it, so you can have access for those speakers who talk about how we can have more peace and more joy as we teach special needs children. And then just click the link below and check it out. So thank you for listening and have a wonderful day. Beautiful you, and always remember to live in the power of love.